everyone, and welcome back. We are going to be playing Domain in best of 3 once again. This list has kind of stayed around. It's been a long-term plan in the format in terms of best of 3 content goes, or best 3 performances go whenever it comes to playing MTGO challenges or playing standard at a high level. The main thing that this deck has kind of pivoted to, and the interesting thing that it's doing now, is that it is playing Emadane's Recruiter as a one-of copy. This is the only copy. There's none in the sideboard. But the main reason that we're playing this is to basically be the mirror breaker if we are in the mirror, or to kind of close out the games that we sometimes struggle to either play our thing down, it gets removed, like sometimes against control when they tap out and they sunfall us. Well, if we have enough mana, things like that, we can play an Atraxa to get all the value that we want, and then play Emadane's, and then get in and strike for a ton of damage. That's 11 across the board there, and then we are within range for Archangels of Wrath to shoot them down when they are uncounterable off the Cavern of Souls. Other than that, we're going to pretty much go ahead, hop into the games. Domain's pretty much stock list. The only other kind of surprise or jump scare, if you would, in the list is the fact that there are 3 Spelunkings in here. This card actually shows why it deserves to be in the deck today, so I'm excited to show that off. I also had a game in which I put 4 Beanstalks into play back to back, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, here's a little peek at the sideboard if you're interested. It has all of our temporary lockdowns, the Emperors, the Negates, the Flanker for the mill matchups or like the Graveyard synergistic matchups, and then Elish Norn as a spicy card in the sideboard that is very nice, and to get lost to help fill out our aggro matchups if needed. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and hop into the matches, see how they go. I hope you all enjoy them, and let's just get right into it. Be on the play. Thank you. No white mana? My opener? Genuinely don't think we can keep without a white in that opener, but we do find one here. What do we want to put back? Keep here. I guess I just let Spelunking go. Weird as that is. Me. Big Spelunking fan. Me letting that go is a little bit awkward for me. Oh, maybe mono black here. Play Boseiju. Cavern doesn't lower ley line, so there's no real point in revealing our ley line. Could be Bant control right now. Clearly we're not. Need a black or a red. Yeah. Grab the source that we need. Ooh, Spelunking's actually really nice here. Get a good rip in this spot, especially now. Deadline Binding's 1 mana. We got it to black here and the red, even though we have a swamp that we gathered earlier. I have to imagine our opponent is the Vein Ripper deck, which is actually not that bad of a matchup, I have to imagine, based on the fact that Sunfall's so good. But who's really sure? It also could be like the old Discover list as well, but basics. Graveyard Trespasser coming in here. Another card that's just like great for Sunfall value. This is where we get to kind of start comboing a little bit. We just get to go play Invasion. Make sure we grab a Forest here, and then we can just go ahead and grab another Plains as well. For Archangel, we slam a Beanstalk. We draw an extra card. We have a Herd Migration. We play this. We name Angel. And then next turn, we probably honestly just slam a Herd Migration. Just make 5 3/3s. Call it a day. There's nothing here. We just get hit down to 14. Hit 4th land drop. Maybe a Shieldred could be possible. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty confident on the just make 5 3/3s plan. You have to be somewhat careful in this matchup if Shieldred is going to be a bother, by the way. Just because of the fact that we have to basically draw an extra card to remove it with anything in our deck because of like up to Beanstalk. So if you're not unsure what I mean, Leyline Binding draws a card off Beanstalk, or Sunfall draws. Archangel's not big enough to remove it. Just pretty much anything to remove a Shieldred requires a Beanstalk trigger. We have to make sure we have that cushion of life if that's what it comes down to. Right down goes long goodbye and hit one of our 3/3s. Most likely just block out and just play the long game. I think it favors us the most when it comes down to that. Like Archangel can come in, pop the invasion, or just go face. We got Atraxas, all uncounterable. Not that that matters. We also have Topiary Stomper that can hit a land. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we draw a land, Archangel can actually do both modes still. Now, how to block. Block like this. The reason why is because they're only going to have so many removal spells. We want to ensure that if we're blocking the Graveyard Trespasser, that we're going to be able to trade it off. Because the last thing we want to do is double block there, and then they kill one of our beasts here, and then we're unable to actually like remove the Trespasser. It kills one, they killed one by a spell, and we're left back with one beast for no reason. Because next turn it's not really going to be able to do anything either. What's up, opponent? What do we got? Like, I have no audio whatsoever coming through. But when I go back, like when I go back in recording and edit, it's always so loud. X command. Well, I suppose. Bring those back. That's their next turn play. We just don't care, I think. So, Topiary Stomper comes in. We have white, red, black, plus into that. So it doesn't really matter what we grab off Topiary Stomper. Do this, and we do this. Do you think hitting the invasion in this matchup right now is good? 18. We cast. It will go back to daytime as well. Also got Vigilance, therefore Leyline Binding's available. Obviously, we're not really looking to discard Atraxa, but the trick here is the fact that we cast Leyline Binding, we'll draw off the Beanstalk, and then we can discard whatever we draw if we want to get rid of this Graveyard Trespasser. Is not really a competition from there. As it is right now, it is just put a couple creatures in the way. We have lethal. Not. It's not. Yeah. I think we have lethal, right? Did I just overdo my math? No, we do. But most likely, I was going to say, most likely we're going to see some amount of removal here. This is flipped on the backside, but this does register as a 4-mana spell, just so we're aware. I think this game's pretty much coming to a close, so I'm actually just going to show the trick here. We cast here. Up Beanstalk triggers, this comes in, and now we target here. They want us to discard a card, which will let invasion go. I have one card left. The rest or nothing like that's gonna work here. We hit. I guess we could have found Immodane's Recruiter, but I think at this point I would just conceal that. Honestly, I don't even need to play this, but kind of a play this and hope they scoop kind of thing. But vampires indeed. What do we need to do? What is it indeed we need to do? This is bad. These are like fine, but I don't think they're any better than our kind of initial plan. This might be okay as well, because it can kind of just be a flash creature for us. I don't know. It's very weird. This matchup doesn't feel like we want to bring in a ton. Long goodbyes. Like, they're going to be cutting these. Long goodbyes might be coming out as well. Uncounterable regardless. And seeing 2 uncounterable cards and Mirix is kind of scary, I guess. Does Elesh Norn give us any value? I'm not sure. Elesh Norn is more or less for the, like... well, I guess with their Atali and stuff, maybe Elesh Norn is worth it. Because maybe we just didn't see their deck. If the Discover mechanic's kind of coming out in that deck, then I'm going to be more than happy to have Elesh Norn online. Especially like Leyline Bindings and stuff like that. I think these are just bad. I'm not sure on negate. I'm not sure on the flanker either. I know they use Gix command once, but I don't think that's enough to bring that in over something else. Maybe the Get Lost is also good. Who knows? Break this down here. Let's drop one herd migration. Drop one topia. I'd like never want to cut the stomper. I guess it's just like a spelunking. Shieldred also could be possible, but Beanstalk probably a cuttable card to maybe just maybe bring in the gate. I guess we might have to worry about Liliana's, which this card's also good against as well. I guess I'm gonna bring in one copy of Negate until we find out more information. We really just saw removal, a graveyard trespasser, a bloodthirsty adversary. So with this little information as we got, I'm kind of cool with just seeing what we get into here. A double attract's not good, but I do believe we're probably gonna run into some hand disruption. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep maybe, just because we have a Beanstalk in our opener here. Yeah. Play Spar's headquarter and just kind of hope we can play Cavern in the Beanstalk. Time harvest here? Yep, there's the hand disruption. If we were on to play and they had to do that play, we'd be set up pretty well. I'll just play other Triome, no real reason to fuss about it. What you got for me? Sure. It's a good card, hard to remove. Sunfall is an answer though. We're looking for land. Like the name Angel. Nighttime, here's 4. No real anything to eat in the graveyard, so not really anything to worry about. Just 4 damage. Make that hit down to 16. Alright, so they are geological appraisers, so Elesh Norns are good. Duress. Go for it. So they do hit my Sunfall. I mean, it's the only hit, so. Ooh. Back to night here. Sure. Maybe we can gather more information. If we're gonna lose really quickly anyway, we might as well just sit here and gather. So we know a little bit more about going into this turn. So far, I think our sideboard plan has been fine. If it got to this situation and they went to duress me or something and they didn't know about Elesh Norn, I probably wouldn't do anything. But now they can maybe mess up a trigger here. If they had a creature, they could potentially eat it after this cycle. If they wanted to get rid of Tenacious Underdog. See, now Underdog gives us a reason to maybe exile the graveyard. Play a thing with Flash. This comes in. It hit me for 6. This, or 5. This has Menace. I mean, I guess I can just try to play it out. I have good blocks. They remove this and then... If they remove this, I'll just pick them up. I mean, I guess I would have to, right? On it, don't worry. Ready to go. Ready to pick them up and move on to game 3, maybe. Yeah. Can't imagine this just brick walls you. Have the removal? You're telling me this just brick walls you? Update, by the way. This is a way that they can, if they stack these triggers right. It did not. They can eat the underdog anyway. Here's nothing. I'm having a tough time deciding. Sure. I guess I should just thaw if I can. Oh, tap land, huh? Now that we have a little bit more of a life cushion, I'm probably not as prone to just blocking here. I would probably let it go through. No land to hit. We see the big dino. Maybe. During that you can find lethal, because you have lethal on board. Like, you have 2 damage on an attack. Plus just 6 maybe. You might even find a card. Yeah. I think the idea is to attack with that one, though. Archangel's gone. They just eat 1 creature. I'm down to 7. Oh, they haven't cycled yet. No blocks. I'll go to 1, I guess, at this point. Oh, boy. Yeah, I was kind of just seeing what maybe we would hit here. Can't really stop the menace. They attack. I gain 3. They get 7. Or I can block and then block, and they only hit for 2. Can I get there? Sure. Oh, wait, no. I have to attack because of the glutton can gain the life. Okay, maybe I messed up. Yeah, they have lethal. We're good. It's all good. I think we're dead no matter what we did regardless, but so I guess I'll bring you in. I don't think I need to recruiter this matchup, to be honest with you. Snoring seems fine. But what else do I need? This can probably just go. I'm gonna call it like that. Maybe I could have just taken the negate out. I don't think negate's necessarily that great. I only brought in 1, but maybe sometimes like grabbing it and holding it would be best. Yeah, I'll play first. We'll play on the first, please. Sure. This seems fine. We have Topiary Stomper on 3. We have Herd Migration on 2. Leyline Binding options. We can grab a black source off the Herd Migration, so we'll just play here, then play a Plains, and then maybe they'll duress us and we can fire off the Herd Migration. Even though they're probably going to select the Leyline Binding anyway. I could give them the choice, but actually that would be like a slight mistake. I should just grab another green source here, a basic Plains or forest, and play the Topiary Stomper. Ooh, we get lucky a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Get it out of the way. Not playing around Stifle. Got me twisted. Now I kind of want to get the Beanstalk down, as I autopilot that in, but no duress there makes me feel like duress isn't really an option. So I'm just gonna play the Stomper. I'm gonna go into the deck and I'm gonna grab this Swamp. We already have a blue source off our Spars headquarter. Field of Ruin has been showed, or Demolition Field, so I'm not really playing around that. We've won game 3 and I haven't seen it once. At least I don't think I have. I've seen Mirix though. Oh, there's duress. To some extent, I feel like they had to draw that card. But that'd be it. Probably could have just taken a turn off, but I think accelerating with 2 Archangels in hand is also just good. Now they have to worry about that. They attack for 3. Land. Yep, there's Mirix. Sure. Sunfall is great. I have Leyline Binding for 1. I have Archangels. If they sack one of these Blood Type Harvesters to take out my Topiary Stomper, then great. They don't know about Sunfall. They don't sacrifice. Archangel's going to pop one of these. I'll probably Leyline Binding one of them on instep regardless. Yes. Sure. No Sunfall is getting taken pretty much over everything. Double attack here? It is a double attack here. Alright. I'll Leyline Binding one. Preserve her life a little. Plus we have this kick on the black to remove the other one. Now these blood tokens aren't good. I mean, they're good for cycling, but maybe not necessarily that great for the other plan. Kick here. There. One. Missed a land drop. Not too thrilled about it, but evasion off the top rips. Like this entire plane open. Another Tiberius Stomper's good. There's a lot of things that are good. Children, not one of those. Never mind, we're nuts. I don't know. This is like a weird play, but it's fine. Yes. Attack here. Landline binding. Take this. Just hold up my negate. They don't know about it. Oh, who knows what they'll do. A gift command could cause problems. Have a creature in there that they might want to get. Or maybe they cast another spell. Not really sure. Didn't like it go for the throat or something here. It's just fine enough for me to fire off the negate, I think. In this matchup, I do really think this 3/4 lifelinker is going to matter a ton. Preacher, not really answerable unless I draw an untapped source. I have a red, I have a black, and I have 2 white here, so definitely be deciding what I do. Although this will only make a 1/1. Land. I'll especially go for the throat now. We find a land, not necessarily untapped. But now we can Archangel this down next turn. I'm not that opposed to kind of going to combat here. Hitting for 3 again. Pass it up. Slow grindy game is what this has become. So sometimes that's cycling a Takanuma away. I feel like just cycling the Takanuma is just good enough. You're potentially guaranteed a card. We'll counter that like we said. Archangel's too important right now. Maybe we get a Vince attack? Sure. Draw a land, it's going to make all the difference in the world. They're going to cycle this away. They'll have a 1/1 behind. Oh, we do draw the land. Very cool. Now Tiberius Stomper can attack. Kick and kick. I do 4 to the face, sets them at 10. They don't have to necessarily block. Let's just make it as easy as possible on ourselves. Get this out of the way. Then double barrel here. Now even the creature land coming up is no good because I have a 3/4 and a 4/4 held back. The menace is no longer like viable here. Uncycle. Gilded is a good card here though. If they find another or a way to get theirs back, because I do hit for 6 over the top and currently it's 2-turn clock, but shielded would then gain 2 and then they could attack with their vents, which would gain another 2. Nice underdog, sure, kind of sack fodder, but maybe something they had to put out. Not the strongest presenting play, that's for sure. Next, we're at 26 with the potential to go up to 32. So we're definitely down to attack. Fielder wasn't necessarily good at threatening my life total. It's more about preserving theirs. But with this, I have to imagine that the game's all but over. Going to be able to loot here. Never mind, I'm nuts. I'm going to keep it in hand. This is like kind of where you scumbag a little. Maybe they'll have a duress or another pilfer. They can look at our hand, take a plains. Maybe trying to do it before they command me. Or they could play a deep, deadly cover up though. So that is something we could have lost to. So you want to draw? I will take the play. Yeah. Seems pretty good. We're looking. Oh no. Fire this off. I mean, our hand is curving incredibly well. There's going to be an absurd curved hand. The only thing we want to find in this match is archangels. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot else I want. Just archangels. I'm gonna play a cavern. I'm gonna play spelunking. I'm gonna put in this proving ground, and then next turn we're gonna invasion, angel, spelunking. Just can go in, and then now I can invasion. Make sure I grab a white and the island in my deck. Leyline Binding will be active. Dodger's good. You think we're in quite a weird predicament? Or it doesn't really matter. Yeah, just grab a white source. I just need to grab a white and a blue source. It doesn't really matter how I do this. White and a blue. So now I have Beseiju, but also Leyline Binding in turn. Field of Ruin in mono red? That's kind of whack. Red. Sick. Honestly, I'll be putting the blender. It's fine. A mono, sure. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just gonna Leyline Binding now. Take my draw. Know that Leyline Binding is sick. We'll just take this. No biggie. No biggies. My turn. Land here. Go rip 2 more out. Do these. Now, is it worth making 2/2/2s here? Probably fine to. But I also don't know what my opponent's on, so. Arena, you're gonna cost me to lose my mind. Hello. Yeah. You can make the decision if you'd like. You can also do that. Like, I mean, we still get this stuff off the board, so I'm not that opposed to that play for us. Let's move up the ladder. Fire off this beanstalk. Oh my gosh. What if we just mill our entire library? It seems like a play. What if we mill our entire library? Seems like a good play from me. What? It's a combo deck. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Here we go. Every spell's going to draw 4 cards. Yeah. That's fine. With this, like, recruiter, by the way, I mean, I am perfectly fine with doing just about anything in my power to do this. I will draw 4 cards. I will Leyline Binding your appraiser. Yeah. I'll blow this up. So we have enough to do them both, or all 3. A lot of times herd migration is kind of where you want to be, but come on, sure. Down to 12. 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay. Sure. Go Berry Stomper. This one. Land. Atraxa. 4 beanstalk triggers. Which, quite frankly, seem good. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't believe we hit 4 beanstalks. It's so absurd. But mono red, huh? With some wild cards. That's for sure. Lockdown seemed great, honestly. Oh, Do they? 3 mana, 3 mana, 1. I have to have like a somewhat of a feeling that this is kind of a transition board where they're like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable about Leyline Binding. No, those are artifacts too. I hate this deck. Wait a minute. My opponent's nuts. Not all of them probably slow down on this spelunking plan, maybe. I'm Beanstalk, maybe. I want one, but I don't want too many. I can go for one. Then yeah, let's go down to one spelunking. Just kind of run this. It's so weird to be against mono red and be like temporary lockdown sucks. Like, when do you have to have that feeling? Oh boy. I'm gonna maul. Keep? Ben? Green. Do I Beanstalk first or do I Herd Migration first? Like just guarantee my land into Stomper, into Invasion? Probably, right? Especially considering I get to not hold up the counterspell here. Sure. Should have probably named Dino on that, by the way. Sure. I'm not like sold on what's happening to me right now, but it's happening to me, so I can't really do much about it. You need to find white sources though. Jesus, Herd Migrations. White. Yeah. $15 down to 10. They go to the bottom. These negates might be bad. I don't like any of this. We have to go grab Island. Pass and just take a big slam here. Yeah. I mean, I'm dead to burn regardless. Sure. I guess. Not pumped about it. I mean, they have it. I should have done it with this one on the stack. Yeah. I should have done it with that on the stack because then I would have gained one. I would have gained my life before the one. I don't know what I was doing. But sure. With that said, theirs are horrible. It's just those. First? Yes. Seems good. Get my white source down first. Just in case I draw Leyline Binding at some point. Beanstalk. Okay. Herd Migrations are really trying to show how important they can be. But if I play them poorly, then they don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Very Stomper. We have black and red there. So I'm just going to grab another white source for archangels. Sure. In so much pain, bro. Angel. I think it's just a double herd migration cycle here. Actually, oh my gosh, dude. I'm really just punting my games away. Another green. I mean, these are active next turn at least, but I'm taking quite the hit here. This might be one of my worst played games in a while, to be honest. Just like playing like I don't have hands. Like one of these now. Womp, I guess. Guess I needed a blue. I'm like tilting, but I need to stop tilting. Looking good. Let's not let ourselves die to 2 lightning strikes, please. Here. No, we're gonna be pretty close. We're gonna lose one of our creatures here. Block, block. We can buff the foundry. Yeah. We lost good. And green, yeah, fine. Okay. Sure. In turn. And at some point they gotta have spells, right? That's fine. Sure, sure, sure. Yes. Oh. Archangel is lethal. Okay, well. Maybe it's lethal, right? Could be lethal. Okay. Both of these. Even if they had removal for Archangel, the ability will know Archangel had lifelink and stuff. So it'll still do all 4. Or it won't fizzle the ability or anything like that. But, wow. I can't... It's one of the things where I try to kind of play fast because I'm recording. And I don't want it to be, like, slow-moving content. Because I know, like, it is sometimes frustrating to watch somebody, like, tank for a really long time. But game 2 is kind of a epitome of that. Where I'm just like, I'm going to play fast. Sure, that resolves. That resolves. And I'm just like... And immediately after I said it resolved and the damage happened, I was like, if I cycle this herd migration, I'm dead to lightning strike. And I was like, whatever, to do it. But very cool. We found the other win. So very nice. All right. A little bit of a shorter one, just kind of how it went. Obviously there was the misplay in mono red, but we kind of went over it already, in which like sometimes I just make a mistake just trying to play quick for entertainment purposes, but realistically playing tighter is probably better in general, because playing like you don't know what you're doing is definitely great. I had the video yesterday in which I conceded a completely winnable game just because I was annoyed, just in terms of like filming and stuff. But you know, that's just me being soft, so sometimes that happens. It is what it is, and I am just gaming now. I'm on my like 3-day break from work, so I'm a little bit happier, you know, get time off. It's always a fun time. But domain is always kind of dominant when it comes to the best of 3 space. Best of 1, a lot of times I think Domain struggles to find a home because being on the draw against certain decks is pretty tough for this list. You can get out of it pretty frequently. You do have to kind of main board temporary lockdowns and things like that in those matchups. Spelunking's definitely not got a home in best of 1, but in best of 3, where we're really looking to just accelerate our mana base, maybe even sometimes faster than our mirrored Domain opponent if possible. We want to be there as quick as possible, and we get to see the plays that Spelunking allows us to make when it comes to something like an invasion, where we have a Spelunking play, we play invasion, we actually go get more lands, and then we play another card after because those lands enter untapped, which is really nice. The other main kind of cutesy thing we do, but it's definitely worth it at times, is this Imidane Recruiter. I think it's been pretty much proven. This is the second challenge or third maybe in a row that I've seen a one of Imidane's Recruiter in the list, and it's been placing fairly well just because of the plays that you get against certain decks where you do all the ramp nonsense that you can and you just play an Atraxa, play maybe a Tobiri Stomper, hit him with the Imidanes, give everything haste, just hitting for 8 lifelink, extra 3 coming over for that 11, and then 5 for a total of 16 there. But it's just so crucial to do that sometimes, and it's also a free cut, and the matchups is bad. Outside of that, we look in our sideboard. We have a couple of nods to a couple of decks here. Obviously, Negates are for control, or the Mirror, where our opponent might be trying to jace us out of the game, or just some other bigger spells that we might not be able to handle. Other than that, we have Elish Norn for maybe the Discover decks, anything like a Tully, anything that really relies on Enter the Battlefield triggers. Sometimes this can even be useful against Convoke, because they have a lot of ETBs, but anything really ETB heavy, obviously these are coming in, and that is their main purpose. Or sometimes, even if we just want double ETBs, where we have Leyline Binding and we want it to pick off 2 things, definitely worth it. Invasion grabbing more lands, Tobiri Stomper grabbing more lands, Beanstalk entering and drawing multiple cards, things like that. Other than that, our real cut and dry kind of like temporary lockdowns, I'm pretty sure we all know what these are for. They're to come in and get all these small to the ground aggro decks, other than the mono red list that we apparently played. But Emperors are kind of just that universal card as well, another win con that we can play on our opponents in step, along with these flankers. This is for also, I guess another thing with Elish Norn along with this card, this is also for our teamer control list. The landfall kind of Slogurk, if they are playing that, a lot of lists are moving away from it, but kind of the cannon deck where they are looking to accelerate their mana a ton and then fire off a big spell at our face and rip their lands back out of the deck. It really relies heavy on the 4 mana card, or the 2 mana card that you can sack for 4 mana and get all the lands back. So this is really good. Let them sacrifice that, flash this in, exile their graveyard in response, and then if you have an Elish Norn coming up beyond that, it shuts off like it shut off ETBs, it shuts off Nissas, it shuts off the mill effects of the cards, and they just have a lot less value with Elish Norn floating around. Outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed. That's going to do it for me today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.